go on. So I've got no equipment apart from a nice glass of water that you can have at any time that you need to. So definitely drink water. That's my kind of thing. And you can stop at any time. Just keep your feet moving when you need to have some water. You just need a little bit of space, that's all. If you really do get a bit sweaty, then make sure you've got a towel with you. If you normally have GTN spray, please make sure you've got that with you, people around you, all that sort of stuff. You shouldn't need any equipment. If you do need to use anything just to balance with, then use the wall. If you've got a chair handy, then have that as well. And hello, those of you that are coming and joining in, lovely to see. So just those of you that are kind of just still watching this live, I will look at the camera as much as I can. I've got 2 cameras going at the moment, but just below that I've got my clock and my little reminder sheet of what exercises we're doing. So if you keep seeing me look down, I apologise, it's because I'm just kind of just checking what I'm doing, how long we're going for. And my music is set up over this side of my computer, so if I keep on just my eyes wandering over to the side, that's why you know that I'm looking, well, you know what I'm looking at then. So those of you who are new to cardiac or new to the exercise, I will be using this Rpe scale a lot, and it's your rating of perceived exertion. And remember, your rating of perceived exertion is how your muscles are feeling and how your breathing is. So right now, standing here doing absolutely nothing, we're almost the equivalent of no exertion lying on our sofa. And then as we gradually get moving, start warming up a little bit, we're going to be working our way through all of this. And by the end of our warm-up, we're aiming to be around 10 or 11. So we're raring and ready to go to exercise. And at that point, that's where you're going to start feeling that your heart rate's increasing, your breathing's going to increase. And if you try and hold a conversation, you might feel a little bit more out of breath. Now we're aiming to get to about 13, it's somewhat hard. So I know I've got a little smile on my emoji here, but basically you want to feel like you're exercising. And it's those muscles, it's the breathing, you know you're doing something, but the most important thing is you know you can keep going. You're going to be a little bit breathless, so you're going to be having to take extra breaths as you're really trying to talk, but that's where we want to be, and that's where we're all going to get the benefits. So your somewhat hard could be completely different to my somewhat hard, okay? So just remember, you work to your level. And then 14, 15, that is our limit. So if you start finding you're at 15 and you're really, really breathless and you're really struggling to breathe, that is when you slow down. So you stop all the exercising, you just keep your feet moving, you allow yourself to calm back down to the 13 or a little bit below, and then you start again. 16 and up to 20, no go for us. We don't need to. You don't get the benefits of exercise. You get the benefits of exercise around here. And so why feel awful exercising when you can feel okay, have a good time, and get the main benefits? So that's about it. So I just wanted to let you know about that. Hello, more of you that have joined in. So just to be able to explain again, we are doing a non-stop class, which means that once we've got the warm-up out of the way, we are going to keep our feet moving the whole time. You're going to do toe taps and things like that in between each exercise, but otherwise I'm going to make it flow. So you're going to get a minimum of 20 minutes of continuous exercise, maybe a little bit more. That's the plan, but we need to do a warm-up and a cool-down. And as this is primarily for cardiac patients, we have to warm up for 15 minutes and we have to cool down for 10 minutes. Please do the whole section, do the whole thing, as it's really important you do the cool down, because otherwise quite a few heart events happen after not doing a proper cool down. So please, if you start it, you need to complete it. Just keep your feet moving if you're a bit unsure. So I think it's about time we got started. We're going with Latin music today. I'm going to put some softly on in the background for our warm-up, because it's nice to have a bit of music, and then I'll get it a bit louder when we start exercising. So let's get going. Let's get some music on. So we're going to start just standing comfortably. Just first of all, let's just get those shoulders back, and I want you to stand as tall as you can. Pull the bellies in, but you're not sucking them in, okay? They're just pulled in a little bit. Let's get those shoulders back. Imagine you've got a piece of string coming out the top of your head, so you're standing up nice and tall. Arms relax-ish, and then just bring your chin down to your chest. So you're stretching the back of the neck, and then bring your head on up. Keep your shoulders still, but turn your head round to one side. And then take your head round to the other side. Keep those shoulders nice and still. Bring your head back into the center and ear down towards the shoulder. And then we're going to take our head up and over to the other side so you can feel a little stretch in the side of your neck. And bring your head back up. We're just going to go into a side bend, so just take ourselves over to the side. And then up we come. And then over to the other side. Just realised I didn't introduce myself, those of you who don't know me. I'm Lauren, by the way. And over to the third side. And up we come. And to the second side. And up we come. We're going to just move our feet. It doesn't matter if you're walking around, you're just moving your feet a little bit on the spot. And we're going to just circle our shoulders around. So we want to get a nice big circular movement of those shoulders. I don't want any cheating with the elbows, I want the shoulders to be moving. So please make sure if you do have any rugs or anything like that, they're not going to slip. Watch out if we're doing anything where we're moving around that you don't twist your knee on carpet, because I know we don't all have nice floors and things like that to exercise on. And let's just roll those shoulders the other way. So in cardiac rehab, we always try and keep our feet moving. It's basically so the calf muscles in the back of the leg help pump the blood from your feet back up to your heart, so your heart doesn't have to do all the excess work. And it's good to just keep your blood pressure under control as well, and so all the blood doesn't pool in your ankles. Less likely to feel lightheaded and dizzy. So I'm going to nag you to move your feet throughout the class. So let's just shake out those arms, just keep those feet moving, and touch in front. So just nice easy toe taps. Now when you're doing things like this, you can go at your own pace. I'm going to go about the moderate pace. I will demonstrate slow versions and I will demonstrate harder versions and faster, and you've just got to work out what's right for you. So if you're new to exercise, do everything slower, small movements, see how you go, and then you know that was perfect. Do you know what, I could push myself a bit more, or no, I even need to slow down more. Remember, this is all about you, how hard you're working. So instead of touching your front, let's touch to the sides. You don't have to reach your legs at this point. This is just about warming up, getting you moving, bringing the heart rate up slowly. Your blood pressure will raise a little bit as well, but again, we want to just do it nice and slowly. Warm up the muscles and the joints. Hello to those of you that are still joining in. And we're going to be touching behind and together, so taking that leg out behind. As my amaryllises have just started to flower, I thought I needed to feature them today. Beautiful red, these ones. Big horn flowers, so I thought that's it, they're coming in my video. Rather than me seeing them on my windowsill behind the camera. Right everybody, what we're going to do is just come back on the spot and just move those feet, and we're going to start swinging those arms. Stay in control, so they're not too much kind of swinging all over the place, but you don't have to worry too much about technique today. There's a few things that are going to work your brain, but nothing too technical. I can't see you, so you can be doing it in your own way. What we're going to do from here is just place our hands together, arms push out forwards, and just round your upper back. If you want to, bring your chin down to your chest and just stretch out a little bit more between those shoulder blades into the neck. Bring your head up and just shake out those arms. Are your feet still moving? Take those hands into the lower back. So you have the option, just place your hands in the lower back and squeeze the elbows together. You can clasp your fingers and take them back that way. Or you can just open your arms out. We're really just trying to open out across the chest, stretching out. How many of us have been sitting down longer than we really should these days? This is a good stretch to do. And shake out. We're just going to take a step to the side and touch, side and touch. It doesn't even have to be a big step, it can just be a small step. So right now, think about your breathing and your muscles. I'm doing something, I'm not particularly out of breath, I'm warming up, so I would say I'm about here, extremely light. Some of you might be further down. Hopefully none of you are still sitting on a sofa, but you might be watching it, you never know, and just seeing what I'm doing. We're going to do this last one, and on the spot. Elbows in at the side, and we're just going to do a bicep curl. So we're just moving the hand up towards the shoulder area, and keeping your feet moving. Now, in a non-stop class, it's not about how many repetitions we do, it's not about how long we can spend doing each exercise. It's just about keeping the feet moving, so I won't be doing any specific counting. I will normally let you know, right, we're going to do 2 more of these or so. So just try and get it that you're working at a nice, comfortable level throughout the class. So you're not going to do anything really, really hard and do something really easy. It's going to be a constant level class. That's what we're aiming for today. And we're going to just release those arms, and we're just going to do a heel dig. So just taking that heel out in front. Slow it down if you need to. Hold on to something if you need to as well. And we're just doing those heel digs. And naturally, your arms might start to move. There's no real technique to this, just taking that heel forwards. We're going to come back on the spot and just pick up the knees just a little bit more than you did before. So they're just a little bit higher. Not too fast though, I don't want you running on the spot, just picking them up. We're going to do one more arm stretch just for the moment, and that's our triceps, they're the backs of the arms. So come back a little bit more comfortable on the spot, take one hand, place the hand between the shoulder blades, and we're aiming to push that elbow up towards the ceiling. Some of you are a bit more flexible, can pull on that elbow. I find it more comfortable pushing. It doesn't matter if your elbow is really low, just see if you can push it up as high as possible. So stretching the back of the arm. And release it. You might be doing this going for a walk, change the other side. Hand between the shoulder blades, gently push or pull, and then you can feel the stretch there. Keep breathing. And we're going to just release that. We're going to just do some toe taps back and allow an arm just to come forward. Again, not too high just yet, but there's just some movement there. I'm going to get you to stretch your calf muscle, the lower leg next. If you need to be by something just to hold on to for balance, start making your way to a wall or a chair. Because what we're going to do is leave one leg out behind. Put the heel down. So I want both feet facing 12 o'clock, your heel on the floor. Breathe, so no holding your breath. And then release it with the feet. Put the other foot back behind you. Heel on the floor, knee straight. Breathe. It doesn't matter if you've got your foot closer. And then move those feet. We're going to do the back of the leg. So the hamstrings are slightly more awkward. So we're just going to take a small stride forward. Keep that leg straight. It's your other leg you're going to bend, and then we're going to lean forward from our hip. Do the best that you can for this one. So we're feeling a stretch in the back of the leg, keep your foot relaxed. And then we slowly come up, we move those feet, and we change to the side. Small stride forward, bending the back knee, leaning forwards. It's the warm-up, so we don't have to hold these stretches for very long. And up we come. We'll definitely do longer stretches in the cool down. Now this one you probably do want to hold on to something for balance. Stretching our thigh. We're going for the back of the shoe, your sock, if you can, where your shoelaces are. Some of you might be getting hold of your trouser leg if you're wearing trousers. So we're aiming to get that knee back and this hip pushing forwards. And we're going to release that. We're going to turn around. We're going to do the other side. Taking hold of the foot, the back of the shoe, your trouser leg, whatever it is that you can get hold of. So try and stand as tall as you can. I know this isn't easy for everybody. And release that. So we've moved, we've warmed up a bit, we've mobilised, stretched. Now we've got to get those heart rates up. So we're going to go into toe taps in front and together. So I'm going to start speeding the movements up a little bit and also just start bending the knees a bit. If that's not right for you, just start going back to where you were before, more upright, maybe slower. And those of you that know that are going to do the slightly higher intensity versions of the exercises, you definitely need to start bringing that heart rate up. So you're going to start bending those knees that little bit more. So I need to start getting us ready to become about this RPE 11 around the light stage. That's where we're aiming for. So instead of having a toe tap, you're going to change it to a heel dig. So you're going to start bringing those toes up towards you. Don't have to force it, but just having the heel on the floor. Remember, you can go slower and be more upright if that works for you. You'll be somewhere in between. And I like to add in a bicep curl here. So we're doing something with the arms at the same time. These two moves work nicely together. We're going to change into a half jack, which means we're going to be touching the toes to the side. So are you ready? Toes to the side, and then we add an arm to the side as well. Arm can be up to shoulder height. And again, if you want to just start bringing your heart rate up a little bit more, bend that supporting knee. This is in the main exercise section, so remember, you're not aiming to get really out of breath at this point. This is now just preparing you for the section. So we're going to do something similar, touch backs. So the legs are going to touch backwards, alternate sides, and then start swinging the arms forwards. Again, you don't have to take them higher than shoulder height, and you can bend your knee a little bit more if you want to. Make your heart work a bit more. So we'll be starting to warm up a little bit as well. I am. And we're going to change this movement into knee raises. So we're going to start bringing up the knees. Again, go as high as you can. If they're low and you feel balanced, that's fine. You need to hold on to something, that's okay. But if you can start bringing those knees up, that's good. We'll be doing knee raises in the class. So we'll be adding in maybe some hops and arm movements, or we keep it plain and simple, like we're just demonstrating here. And then we're just going to come back on the spot, hands on the shoulders. We're going to reach on up to the ceiling and back down, and then the other arm. So this is just a shoulder press, but we're just reaching up, getting those arms warmed up, shoulders warmed up, joints going. Last one on each side. And then we're going to take a big step to the side. So a big step and touch. And I'm just going to let you swing your arms from one side to the other. And then we're going to start bringing a little bit more of a bend knee. So you might not want to do that, you might just want to stick to the side touches. But it just gives you an idea what we're going to be doing later. One move some of you may not have come across before, I call it a V step. Those of you who have done aerobics in the past, sometimes they call it a box step. So we're going to try that. So back on the spot, everyone. I want you to imagine there's a letter V on the floor. You step forward to the diagonals and come back in together. So out, out, in, together. That is a V step. Otherwise, anything that you step forward with and then you come back. Whatever it looks like, I'm happy with. So that is a V step. And we can't always step forward on the same leg every time. So now we're going to change. And we're going to work with the other leg. So step forward with the other leg, forwards and back. And we're just going to let the arms just move, pumping away. We're coming near the end of our warm-up. There's a few more moves I just want us to prepare for. And one of them is a hamstring curl. We're going to do one more of these. And then we're going to take those legs out wider and we're going to kick our bottom as we go to side to side. Now I say kick your bottom, you're rarely going to get your foot anywhere near your bottom. It's just more a case of, it just tells you the direction that we're trying to get our feet. So just taking our foot backwards, do the best you can if you've got dodgy knees. Slow it down if you need to. So where are we on the scale? I'm definitely kind of getting around here. I feel warm. You can hear me breathing a little bit more heavily. My arms and my legs, definitely my joints are starting to warm up nicely. And we're going to come back on the spot, everybody, and move those feet. What we're going to do is just do some little squats, nothing too serious. So make sure those feet are hip width apart. And we're just going to go down into bending the knee and back up. It's the warm-up, so you don't have to go down low at all. Again, try and do them even if you've got dodgy knees. This one's going to get the heart rate going. Just one more. Good. What I want you to do is just do some side touches and just swing those arms. And I'm going to up the volume of the music and we're going to transition into the exercise section of the class. So if you need some water, now's the time to grab some water. If you forgot to open the windows or anything like that, go for it. Otherwise, just keep the feet going or just continue with this side touching for me. Feet moving. Let's get a bit more volume, not too much. But I want you to know what we're doing. Right, I might be going a different way to you. So we're going to take this side touch into two side touches if you've got space. So we're going to do two, side together, side and touch, side together, side and touch, coming back. Go at your own pace. Some of you will be upright and slower. Some of you might be starting to bend the knees more if you want to get a bit more of a workout going. So that's two options for you at the moment. It might be you're upright but you're striding it more. There you are, there's three options for you. If you don't want to bend those knees, but you want to work a little bit harder. So I'm going to try it with the bend of the knees a bit more, bit of a squat going on. We're going to start adding in some arms. We're just going to swing the arms. There's no set kind of idea right now. Maybe two that way. So where we've just come from, like our go fast strides. Do any of you feel that you can sweep the arms up and over? So you can do a bit of a loop with those arms. So we're keeping the legs going. But now we've brought the arms in, we're having to work a lot harder. So if there's too much, just do the legs. So do you think I've got you above 11? So we're at least more than 11 on our scale. I'm a good 12, possibly 13 right now. We're going to just do one more with the arms, but keep the legs going. I'm going to change it to a punch. Again, I'm not really bothered about which arm you punch with. If you want to really give it some weather, you can. Breathing. Good. Again, it doesn't matter if you're going slower and you're more upright, you can still get a good workout. We're going to do one more to each side, or if you're not sure, just finish it there and move those feet. Just small knee raises just to get us transitioning. Do you need any water? Grab some if you think you do. Can you start lifting those knees up higher? You might not be in time with the music, that's fine. So from these knee raises, we're starting to work those thighs and these hip flexors here. So if they get tired, make it smaller. Find the right pace for you. So I want you around here. If you get to 15, just walk on the spot, recover. And if you want to, add a bit of a bounce in, you can. You can add in arms, and all I'm doing is just touching the opposite knee with my hand. And you can add the two together, you can do a bit of a bounce if you want to. And if you're really up to the high intensity and you want to jump it, or you can do that if you want to, not for everybody. I'm sure most people are happy just like this. Any of you wearing heart rate monitors and checking those heart rates out? How are you doing? Remember, you don't have to go this fast. Good. Just a little bit longer, everybody. We're going to do 5 more seconds. Good. Bringing it down. There were your 5 seconds. And just on the spot, little side touches. Let the heart rate just recover a little bit. Instead of doing little side touches, we're going to be taking the leg out to the side. So just a little bit of a transition. This music's fast, so if you're just doing it at your own pace, that's fine. If you want to go for it, and you want to, bend the knee more you can. So side touches, and add in an arm. So I'm just going to go off beat, and just demonstrate how you can just do this at your own pace. Side touches. Those of you who remember Harry Worth, I call this one Harry Worth regularly. Another version, bend those knees more. Any of you working harder? 2 arms. That's tough. Now high intensity is any of you doing half speed, jumping jacks? Any of you doing jumping jacks? Remember, not for everyone. If you've never done this before, do not attempt this first time. You've got to get fit enough to do that. So you've all got options. And I want you to find your RP13. Right now, how much effort do you have to put in to feel a little bit breathless, to feel warm, but know you can keep going. And then you know you're working at the right level. If you are jumping jacking, you make sure you're finishing just right now for me. Walk around, catch your breath. Let that heart rate recover. The rest of us, we're going to stop doing the arms. So the legs are just going out to the sides. And transition those legs. So they're going to start coming round to the front. So from the sides, they're coming out, so they're in front now. And instead of going forward with the toe, a heel dig. So changing it now to a heel dig. Same applies. Find the right speed for you. If you're doing half the speed of me, fine. If you're going with more of a knee bend, you're probably having to slow it down anyway. Or you could just be going with the music, faster, but not knee bending. Tons of options. But I'm going to add in that bicep curl. Do you remember we did it in the warm-up? So if you're going for the faster legs, you're going to go faster arms. If you're going for more of a bend at the knee, you can go slower and you can do both arms together. If you're just more upright and just going your own pace, I suggest one arm at a time. So we might not be working quite as hard as when we were doing the arms and legs out to the side, but we should be keeping this heart rate going. Are you all smiling? Is it just me? Who knows? Any of you going really deep? Deep in the heel digs. Really working those thighs. You might be going slow, but you're working hard. Whatever version you are doing, everybody, we're going to do 5 more seconds. So I'm going to speed up. That is our 5 seconds done, so drop those arms. I want you to come and face the centre. If you're like me, you've turned around. And we're just going to come more on the spot. I want you to make sure your hip feet are hip width apart. We're going to do those squats, like doing a sit to stand. I've demonstrated front and side on. So feet hip width. We're going to bend the knees, and then we're going to come on up. So you're going to bend the knees and come back up. Now go at your own speed. Even if you just do a little bit of a bend, try and keep your bottom back. Use your arms to counterbalance. Some of you can go down low, not everybody. I've had practice, almost a year's practice of online classes. There you go. I've definitely got better at my squats. So squats, sit to stands are tough. They use the big muscles in your legs, your bottom, the backs of the thighs. And so that's why it gets your heart rate up. And the aim is to do this if you're sitting down on your sofa, getting out of your sofa without cheating and using your arms. So no putting your hands down. So if you can do getting in and out of a chair without using your arms, you know you've got nice good strength in those thighs. We're going to do 2 more, whatever speed you're working at, however low you're going. Wonderful, and on the spot. From here, get man's little Latin moves going. Our V step. So let me go slow. Out, out, back, together. Out, out, back, together. Again. One more slow version, and you've got the option to stick with that slow version. Otherwise, start speeding it up Again, this isn't with the speed of the music. If you want the speed of the music, you've got to go for it. So as long as you're all doing something that moves you forward and something that moves you back, I'm happy. And like in the warm-up, we're going to make sure that we don't always step forward with the same leg. So your right leg's doing all the work. We now need to step forward the left leg. So just join with me and start stepping forward with your left leg. Give you a few just to get into the swing of it. Options here. Pumping those arms or just concentrating on the legs. We will be going back to leading with your right leg in a moment, and we'll be doing a chest press. We'll be working the upper body as well. But I want you to work out around that RPE 13. Are we ready to change back to leading with your right leg? 2 to go with this. 1 more. Now change. We're going to have the hands up around the shoulders. Reaching forward as you step forward and arms coming back as we come back. If you've chosen to go fast, you might not be able to do it in time, so just move the arms and the legs. The more you keep your elbows up as you pull those arms back, then the harder it is. If you're struggling, allow the elbows to drop. Are you ready to get going with the other leg? Here we go, other leg leading. So, your left leg leading. Can you keep the arms going? Are you warm? Are you sweaty yet? Come on, we're doing good, we're doing good. We're going to do 1 more. And on the spot, and we're now going to keep those legs nice and wide. Kick in the bottom, those hamstring curls. Here we go. Kick in the bottom, one side and then the other. If you need to hold on to something because it's a bit of a balance exercise, you can. Options. Slow, bend the knee a little bit. You can just go a bit faster. You can bend the knees more in between, so you're getting that squat as well. If you feel you can do arms and legs, we're going to be really pumping those arms back. So when you get those elbows back, you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. If you really want to go with the speed of your hamstring curls, you can go for it. Otherwise, you might just do arms at a completely different speed to the legs. The arms are extra, so if you can do the legs and the legs only, that's fine. If your knees are saying, oh no more, move your feet on the spot and do the arms. Come on, let's get that upper body working. That upper back, shoulder blades, squeeze. I love it. You're doing good. We're going to do 2 more to each side, my speed anyway, and then we're on the spot, everybody. I love my little diagonals, and we're going to do some diagonals. We're going to do a step, touch, back and together, step, touch, back and together. So every step you're changing legs, touch, back together, step, touch, back together. So I want you to keep that going as much as you can. Find your speed. You can do it plain straight forward, but this is more exciting. Anybody want to start lifting that knee up? Step, hitch, back together, step, hitch. And this one again is all about finding the right speed. Do you want to go slower? Do you want to go faster? Do you want to add in a hop? Those of you of my high intensityers that really want to get that heart rate going, you can do that. Some of you are just quite content with a little bit of a tap. So I'm pumping the arms. Anyone want to reach up? There's no set arm, there's no set move, no set timings. I just want that heart rate to be around the area where you feel like you are exercising. This is good. Do you realise you've only got one more exercise to do after this? And then we get to cool down. So I've gone back to the speed of the music, so don't copy me if I'm going too fast. It's in the blood. I've got to go with the speed of the music. We'll do 2 more to each side. Last one each side. And then come on the spot. Wiggle it out if you want to do a bit of Latin. Get those bodies moving, the hips moving. We're just going to do some calf raises. So we're going to go up onto our toes and back down. Hold the wall or a chair if you need to. I just want you to calm yourself down a little bit before we do this. Hence just a little movements on the spot. Because we're going to be stationary. If your heart's pumping and pumping, it's not great. So just walk on the spot. Calm yourself down. Are you ready? So let's just prepare. Get the feet hip width apart again. We're going to stand, use your arms for balance. Up onto both toes, up you go. And down. So try and go slow up and slow down. You might not be able to. This is where the chair and something to hold on to comes in. Now, if you're balanced, can you do arm movements? It might be just in front. Some of you might be able to take the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Some of you might be happy to circle those arms. It's not easy. You might just be content to just go up onto those toes, woo, and down. See this? I lost my balance too. Right, everyone. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 more. 5. Wonderful, move those feet. So we have completed the exercise section. Move those feet. So we now need to get from around this area and calm ourselves all the way back down to as if we were going to sit on the sofa. So to do that, we need to just start walking around or just moving the feet really easily, but keep the feet going. Now's the time to have a drink if you want a drink. And I'm going to calm the music down, just slow it down, and I'm also going to make it a bit quieter. So keep walking, please don't stop now, don't just turn off, you need to do your cool down, it's vital, so please don't stop exercising, be moving. So let's go from nice chill out music, if it will play, here we go. Have you had your drink? I'm just grabbing my water. Lovely. So a non-stop class, now you've been exposed to it. Sometimes I'm sneaky and I maybe hold weights and do some weights as well. But most of the time it's just going from one exercise to the other. Sometimes we spend real short periods of time at each exercise. Today obviously I've spent quite a long time at each exercise. So just build up the intensity. It's more kind of a stamina and an endurance class today. Some classes I do, you're going to be getting your heart rate going really high and then you relax a little bit. Then you get your heart rate up again and you relax. And that's more of a circuit class, more of an all intensities class, just in all levels. And then for non-stop is all about just working on the cardiovascular exercise. So I want that heart rate to just kind of always be around the same level. You're still working different parts of your body. You're getting the workout, and whole body workout, you're going to feel good, but that's what the non-stop's about. And then I do specific classes on balance and maybe strength, so you're not going to get your heart rate up as much, you're going to work on the certain muscle groups, especially upper body and arms, that quite often we neglect. And you won't turn into Popeye, but you'll definitely get a bit of tone going, so that's what we got there. So I'm hoping my little Rpe scale has helped just to demonstrate how you should be feeling in each exercise as well, and to know what your Rpe 13 is today, because it can always be different today, from tomorrow, from the next day. So I'm going to put my drink down and we're going to just start doing some stretches. So with the feet moving, whether you're walking around or just staying on the spot, take one hand and just place it between the shoulder blade. Gently push or pull on that arm. Just stretching the tricep. So ideally, just in those few minutes since we've stopped exercising, I'm hoping you've come from the cardiovascular exercise zone and you've entered a little bit more of this lighter zone. Release that and change the other side. Hand between the shoulder blade, gently push or pull. So we haven't specifically worked on the knees muscles today, but we have worked the shoulder. We've flung our arms here, there and everywhere. So they've been worked, but we don't have to hold them for too long today. And release that. So we're going to take an arm across our body. So take it out straight in front of you, keep the shoulder relaxed. Now take it across your body. Other hand, with the lower arm, push it towards you. Now if you keep your shoulder relaxed, you may find you get a bit of a stretch back here. If you're not, bend the elbow, allow the hand just to go across the shoulder and just see if that gives you a stretch. Don't worry if you don't feel anything. Some of you will, some of you won't. If you're not feeling it, it just means the muscle's not tight, so it doesn't need a stretch. And release. Other arm, take forward in front of you, take it across, keep the shoulder relaxed, push that arm towards you, feet moving, or bend the elbow, push that elbow towards you, still keep the shoulder relaxed. See, today I can feel it with the bent elbow. When I filmed my last class, I needed a straight arm, so it really depends on the day what sort of stretch you need. And release. Place your fingers together, no holding on too tight. Round the upper back, bring your chin to your chest, shoulders down. Still move those feet. And breathe. Trying to stretch between those shoulder blades and the upper back. Bring your head up. Take the hands into the lower back. Squeeze the elbows together or clasp the fingers. Pull those shoulders back. Lift your chest up to the ceiling. So you've got options, or remember, open it up. Open up those arms. Be proud. And I'm still moving my feet. I hope you are too. Shake out. A nice roll of the shoulders. Release any tension you may still have in the head, the neck, the shoulders. Breathing. And then roll the shoulders the other way. So think about how your breathing is right now. My breathing is virtually recovered to normal. So my breathing is definitely telling me I'm about extremely light. My muscles aren't really working. I'm still warm. So that will take a bit of time to recover the warmth, I'm afraid. But shake out those arms. We need to stretch the lower legs. Hold on to something if you need to. Start with the calf stretch. Big stride, as big a stride as you can. Don't worry if you still feet quite close. Heel on the floor. Foot facing forward. Knees straight. Breathe. So if you've gone out walking recently and you've forgotten to stretch afterwards, this is the stretch to do. Especially if you've been wearing walking boots, wellies, things that you might be gripping or a bit heavier in the feet. And move the feet. And we're changing over to the other side. Both feet facing forward, heel on the floor, breathing. Hold on if you need to a wall, to a chair. And just release. Just real easy toe taps forward. I just need the blood still to flow a little bit around the body, but we're not going for exercise now. We're just going for ease. Ease and relaxation. So we're going to do that awkward stretch, the hamstrings, the backs, the legs. So we need to take a leg forward and just hold it there. It's your back leg that's going to bend. Imagine you're sitting back on a chair behind you and lean forwards. So the aim is to feel a stretch from your bottom area down the back of the leg to behind the knee. I've got my foot relaxed, but most of the weight is on my heel. If you pull your toe up, you can, but you're going to stretch your calf muscle more than your hamstring. So if you keep the foot relaxed, you're just going to get the hamstring. Hands on your thighs or your hips rather than your knees. Slowly come on up and move your feet, because we can get a little bit lightheaded after that one. Change the other side, small stride. Bend the back knee, stick your bottom backwards, leaning forwards. So it's the front leg that's the straight one, the back leg is the bent one, feeling it from your bottom down the back of the leg. And if you can't, stick your bottom higher up to the ceiling. See if that makes a difference. And then up you come, nice and slowly, move the feet. The muscles that work the most, the thighs, quadriceps. If you want to hold on to something, please do. So we're going to go for back of the shoe, trouser leg, sock. If you can get for where your shoelaces are, you're going to go for that. You're going to stand up tall, pull that knee back and push that same hip forwards. If you have got a chair, you can put your foot on the chair if it's uncomfortable bending your knee this much, and really push your hip forwards. And breathe, please. Don't hold your breath. Release that. Shake it out. Change to the side. So, back of the shoe, trouser leg, sock, shoelaces. Push your hip forward. Pull your knee back. Breathe. Feel the stretch in the thigh. And release that, shake it out. So we're just going to come and stand nice and comfortably. Just take your ear down towards your shoulder. Bring your head up. Take your head to the other side. And bring your head up. We're going to take a nice breath, so just bend your knees slightly. Breathe in. Take your arms only as high as your shoulders. And breathe out. Again, breathe in, bending the knees. Breathe out as the arms come up. One more time. Take that nice breath on in and out. Shake out those arms and those legs. Give yourself a round of applause. Well done, everybody. So you've now experienced what a non-stop exercise class is like. If you fancy joining us, you can get 14 days free on my website. If you just go to my website, sign up, 14 days free. And this Saturday, you've got a low intensity exercise class, or low to moderate intensity. Coming up next week, you've got a high intensity, those of you who want to work at that. And what I released on Wednesday was a 20 to 30 repetitions class. So you have to do everything for 20 repetitions or 30, good heart rate, good upper body workout, so it's a real good mix. If you've got any questions, then message me. I'm more than happy to help. But otherwise, have a fantastic day and thank you for joining me. Bye bye, have a lovely day.